You guys ready?
Yeah.
Right now, about 1 in 5 new homes in California comes with solar panels already installed. In 2 years, that number will no longer be expressed as a fraction. The California Energy Commission's vote was unanimous. California will soon become the first state to require solar panels on all new homes and on residential buildings smaller than 4 stories.
So if you look right over there, what we'll see, instead of a home that just has a roof on it, what we'll now see is homes with solar panels.
I met Jacobson moments after the new building code is passed, so you can't blame him for looking around the bare roofs of downtown LA and only seeing what might be.
On an average day like today, California will use about 25,000 megawatts of electricity in order to generate our power. And by putting on these solar panels, we'll be able to offset about 30 to 40% of that.
And if the environmental argument doesn't impress homebuyers, maybe the economics will, according to the man who led the code review.
It's actually cost effective from day one to do it. You know, your energy bills go down more than your mortgage goes up.
But there's still a massive housing crisis in California. Housing availability is the 2nd lowest in the country, and housing prices are 3rd highest. Richard Green, who studies real estate issues at USC, says tacking another $9,500 onto home listings won't help.
If you make it more expensive to buy a new house, then rich people stay in old houses, and so you don't free up the old houses for other people, and so you continue to make those houses more expensive.
The association that represents California's building industry warns the cost will get passed on to the buyer.
With each $1,000 cost increase in California, our National Association of Home Builders estimates that we're knocking about 14,000 potential buyers out of the market.
And the cost of solar could go up further. In February, President Trump's 30% tariff on imported panels took effect. But if California can successfully implement the new rules, advocates expect more than a dozen other states will follow suit, regardless of what happens in Washington.
Even if the president wants to move us backwards, states, not only California, but all over the country, will continue to move us forward when it comes to clean energy.
The California Energy Commission says the mandatory solar installations will save homeowners about $1,500 a year, which still means that making their money back on the panels will take about 16 years. Kim Brunhuber, CBC News, Los Angeles.
Now, even though the cost to install solar panels has plummeted over the years, here in Canada, people haven't exactly been rushing to get in on it. We looked at data from provincial hydro companies, and it shows that only about 30,000 homes across the country have installed solar panels, almost all of them in Ontario. The province launched a program almost a decade ago encouraging homeowners to go solar. But overall, solar energy accounts for a minuscule 0.5% of all of Canada's electricity generation. That's up from 0 at the start of this decade, but hydropower is the real giant. It accounts for almost 60% of Canada's power. About 20% comes from fossil fuels like coal and natural gas. Zoom out to the world stage and you can see how far Canada has fallen behind. In solar power, this country is ranked 14th in the world and dead last among the major industrialized countries. The world leader, China.